everything. It's pretty amazing.
That's awesome. Well, she's definitely a good person to have on the program as an ambassador for Infinity. So the girls are all getting out there, paddling against that current, trying to stay in position.
So it pays off. When you get out in the lineup, your legs are ready, your core is ready. So if you want to have fun, you want to improve your game, the indoor board is the way to do it. Wow, that was amazing.
Yeah, there's a pretty good shot of the lineup right there. All the girls, you can see they're all trying to keep position. They probably have a marker on the beach picked out as the wind blows them further north, trying to keep their position in the lineup right in front of the judges here. And it is getting pretty windy, Duke, where you can kind of, you know, some of these wind chops are faking the competitors into that, like their waves. So you're seeing them paddle for a lot of different things. And
well, and these girls are on their performance wave boards. So those are not made for stability.
Right, right.
As you know better than I do. I mean, those boards are designed to maneuver. And so just to stay on them in flat water is difficult. But when you've got waves that are moving west to east and wind that is moving south to north, and then you throw in a current and they're tired because it's afternoon and they've been going since 8 a.m., it's challenging out there.
Right, for sure. And with those little boards, you know, you got to always kind of keep the paddle in the water, use that brace to not fall in.
Yeah. And the girls are doing a good job of it. And that looks like Laura Clayton on the inside from Maui.
Got someone else paddling.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little hard to see with the afternoon glare, but I think that was bronze, Kalia Alexio.
Notice Izzy Gomez is using her paddle strength to stay closer to the southern buoy, which keeps her away from all the other girls.
So Aliana is not the only Californian in this heat.
Oh.
Kalia Alexio she's a local girl up in Santa Cruz.
Okay, there you go, right on.
So she is...
Remember to pick up your trash as you're leaving. Don't forget the ocean lighting.
Kalia is part of the performance paddling team. And she gets this nice little right-hander on the inside. Nice bottom turn.
Yep, that was a good little wave.
That was a good little wave. I don't think we quite caught that one on camera, but there's Izzy Gomez.
Yep, Izzy, one of the standouts in this division today.
Absolutely. Let's see if she can get something going here. Nice little turn.
There we go.
Little foam climb.
Yep, you can tell Izzy, she's a little more patient, getting the bigger waves, keeping her position by that southern buoy there. Seems to be where the best waves are coming in all day. And yeah, so when she gets the wave, she seems to surf pretty well too, getting 2-3 maneuvers on that wave right there. So that's probably going to be the biggest score that we've seen in this finals thus far.
Yeah, that was an impressive wave. The wave really didn't have a whole lot, but she made the most of it. That one turn in that kind of softer section was pretty impressive.
The Junior Pro Boys final, 420 start for the Junior Pro Girls final. Right after our second final, before we start the awards, we're going to do a group picture.
I hear AV downstairs trying to corral everybody for a group photo. Good luck getting the Groms to stop jousting on the beach and out of the water for a group photo. Probably should have done that before we started. Shoot with it. They ought to do the get the Harlem Shake going with the Groms.
I watched that footage. I mean, wow. The Harlem Shake went down in Santa Cruz.
It went down. It can go down anywhere, though. That's the beauty of it. It's
true.
It takes 30 seconds, and you just get to get freaky for 30 seconds, and then put it on YouTube, and you become a star.
Yeah, and I think the biggest Harlem Shaker was none other than Candace Appleby.
Oh, are you kidding? Turn the camera on and put some beats on, and she will go to town.
All I saw was like red hair flipping around. And nothing else.
Yeah, no, she had the whip going. You know, it's kind of impromptu, so she didn't get a chance to really train for the Harlem Shake. I'm sure that since then she has probably put in some time and is ready for the next impromptu Harlem Shake.
Oh,
but
that's funny.
Her and AV, I know that they've got the Wii, and don't they have some what's the game on the Wii that there's like a
it's like Dance
hip hop.
Yeah, or something like that. Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah.
Hip hop edition.
How they have time, I don't know, but so that's Laura Clayton.
Nice.
On this nice little left.
Oh,
a little slash on the inside. Another nice little turn. So 3 solid turns on that wave.
I like that too. It had a little variety. The first one was kind of more of like a cutback where she changed her paddle.
Yep.
And then the next one was like a full, little hook snap. And then, then the third one she used her paddle to, try to force that tail around. So that was a really nice wave.
Yeah, she lives over on Maui, and I was talking to her and her dad earlier, and I know Zane Schweitzer is a big influence on her. I think she's riding one of Zane's boards right now. So it's pretty cool, like we've been talking about all day, just the giving back. And, I don't know how often Kobe and crew go down and play hoops down at the local schoolyard. But, Zane obviously works a lot with Laura out in Maui and gives her pointers, and it's just kind of neat to see it all paying off right here at the Performance Paddling Junior Pro and Sup Fiesta.
Yep.
Thanks also to Duke Brower, who's been up here on the webcast all day.
So the girls are trying to get back to that south buoy that you mentioned, but it's not an easy task.
No, the wind just seems to get stronger and stronger.
So, I live up in Santa Cruz, as we talked about. I'm not down here that often. How often is this a daily condition down here, or is this kind of unique?
Through this Huntington zone, it is known to get windy semi-early, It's pretty exposed. There's no coves or big things to block it like we have in San Clemente and down in San Diego. So it does tend to get windy early, but, this is definitely more than average.
Okay.
Not unusual, but, it doesn't happen this much. It would generally be windy around this time, but not this hard.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of cranking.
It's pretty cranking for sure.
On her knees against the wind, and she's using her bottom hand close to the blade of the paddle.
Well, you know how it is with contests. You just have to be ready for everything, and you got to make the most of it. So
that's true.
Here's Izzy Gomez. She was trying to make the most of it with that little bump, but I think she got a little bit confused there on a little bit of wind chop.
Next up, after the ladies, we got the junior pro boys. Repo round 2.
Yes, as we wind down this girls' final, we actually have a pretty significant repecharge heat or semi.
Ugh.
Someone very good is not going to make the final here. It's a pretty stacked semifinal with Fisher Grant from Florida, who is ripping this morning, just barely getting second. Riggs Napoleon, obviously. Noah Hopper, the young buck, and Jack Warner as well. Jeff Warner's kid from San Diego, who surfs really good too. So, as we see Izzy Gomez grab another set wave, she goes down. But now you're starting to see how important it was to actually win that first heat. Go straight to the final.
Yeah, you don't want to be in that heat at all. Anybody, like you said, you put it best. Somebody who's really good is not going to make it to the final.
Yeah, but that's usually, it's funny sometimes how it works. Usually the quarterfinal or the semifinal, and sometimes could be the most challenging heat of the whole contest.
Well, we're dealing with surfing too, right? So if you don't get the waves or you get the wrong waves,
yep.
Sometimes somebody who maybe was a favorite gets knocked out early.
Right.
And that's why, like you said, you always want to try to, if you can skip around, that's what you want to try to do.
Junior Pro Repo 2, tell me who's in it. Junior Pro Repo 2.
AV, we got it over here.
Oh, hang on, never mind.
Riggs, where are those guys? Riggs, no, Jack.
And Fisher.
So, Dave, what's next for you after the Junior Pro's over?
You know what? My May kind of messed up a little bit. It's kind of wide open at the moment. I was going to do the Brazil World Tour event, but they shifted the dates.
Yeah.
Which kind of interfered with this weekend, which I committed to as well. So I had to skip that. And then
Izzy Gomez
Izzy Gomez just belting that one. Oh, and then she gets another little carve.
Someone wants to win this thing, and I think it's Izzy.
I think Izzy's separating herself with that second good wave. Although this is Laura, correct? Yeah.
Laura has been busy all heat long, so she's not going to let Izzy go easy.
She has that one strong wave. I want to say her second wave isn't as strong as Izzy's, but it's real close. And then all the other girls have a pretty decent first wave as well, so they're going to be looking for a second score for sure. As Aliana looks at this one as well. Kind of a smaller wave, but a nice wave, you know.
She's got good flow, you know. She kind of flows in between her maneuvers really well.
I believe that's the end, huh?
That is the end, and now we are into the boys. Junior Pro Boys Repo, heat number 2. In red, we've got Fisher Grant. White, Riggs Napoleon. In bronze, Noah Hopper. And in blue, Jack Warner. So this is an absolutely stacked heat. It's been a while since these guys have been in the water. I saw some of them kind of warming up down the beach earlier, but I expect that we are going to see the level of performance rise dramatically here. These guys know what's at stake. They didn't come all this way not to make the final, so I expect to see some pretty heavy action going down here.
Yeah, this is a good one. We're starting to get to, well, this is the Junior Pro Invitational Division, so all these kids were hand-selected and invited by Anthony and Candace himself with an official invitation in the mail. You know, pretty high honor.
Yeah.
So they're recognized as some of the sport's top juniors, and it's awesome they came here to check it out. And they're competing for some prize money. So, you know, it's been fun and games all day long, but at the end of the day, you know, there is a prize. So we'll see how this one goes.
So while we're waiting for these guys to open up their heat, let's go to an instant replay, an ocean-minded instant replay. Should be coming up here. And we have Izzy Gomez. Just, I don't know, in my opinion, she dominated that heat. Just in terms of the critical turns that she did.
Yep.
Her turns were above the lip.
I agree. They were tight in the pocket, had speed, flow. Borders throwing off some spray, so yeah, great surfing.
Really impressive. Great to see her. It's my first time watching her in action live, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed. So I know Riggs has been he's been pretty busy this season.
Yep, as we got Fisher Grant, I believe from Florida.
Speaking of busy, yeah, Fisher's
got a couple nice hooks on that wave. He's got the Captain America wetsuit.
Yeah, I love that suit. That thing's awesome. Been hearing a lot about him from Candace and AV. Both of them have been pretty impressed with him.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's pretty cool about, you know, those guys have been traveling around. Candace and Anthony have been traveling around so much.
There we go, Jack Warner up and riding as well from San Diego.
Uh-oh.
And then we got Riggs out the back as well. 2 crisp turns as Jack finishes up on the inside. Riggs waiting for this one to reform, throws it up again. He's good at those little foam climbs. He's been doing those all day.
He's not done.
There we go.
Yeah, Riggs is he's a seasoned veteran. I'm not sure how old he is, but with all the travel that he's done with his family, coming over here, and I know they were in Australia for a few events over there in the last couple months. And then obviously living in Hawaii, I mean, the Napoleon family is their royalty pretty much over there.
Yep.
At least in the water. So Riggs is carrying on the family tradition. And I know all the Napoleons are proud of him. As are everybody in Hawaii, I imagine. But yeah, Candace and Anthony going, they get to go to do these races and these surf events and all these promotional things, and while they're out there, they make it a point to hook up with the kids.
Yeah.
They're not too busy to, you typically, I think, as an athlete, you kind of focus on resting up for the event and focusing on the event. That's how you make your living. But Candace and Anthony always make time to get the kids out in the water, and as a result, they get to meet them and they get to see them in action. And then I think that's kind of how they went ahead and decided who was going to be invited into this event. So
yeah, very true, very true. They definitely, I know they always leave a few days early to get there to do that clinic with their kids and help out and train, and they donate so much of their own time to basically for free, to help these kids out and kind of be mentors, and it's awesome, and the kids love them.
Yeah, as they should. I mean, anytime you have somebody that's selfless and not so self-absorbed that they spend some time and get out in the water with the kids, you certainly appreciate it, and I'm sure their families appreciate Candace and Anthony's investment into their kids as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something where a lot of parents approach them at different events like, hey, how do I get my kid on the performance paddling team? And I think they do hold a semi-tryout now where the first team was hand-selected, but now you can make the team. They hold a tryout, and I'm sure if you go to performancepaddling.com, you could find out the dates for tryouts and when that all is happening. If your kids are into stand-up paddling and then they're looking to compete and start doing things like that, if somehow they could get involved with the performance paddling classes and things they offer, it's definitely the right get going on the right foot for sure.
Well, and it probably doesn't hurt to get your kids down here for the Sup Fiesta, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's that whole division that's more of an open division for the kids that's not invite only, and what a great opportunity to not only show Candace and AV and the folks at Performance Paddling what you're made of, but show the world, because you get to be live.
Yep. There we go, Jack Warner grabbing another wave. He's got a couple turns and a little inside reef arm, so let's see if he can get one more. Little bobble there, but he's got kind of a cool strategy. He's staying a little north of everybody else, and he's kind of picked off 2 waves by himself, so let's see if that plays out in his favor overall. Yeah, and Jack's a cool kid. I know his dad, Jeff, really well. One of the local paddlers down there in the Cardiff area. I think he helped open the Legends Sup Surf Shop down there, and I know he's done some judging on the Stand Up World Tour, and he does some graphic design as well. I know he does the Boardworks website and a few others. So here we go. We've got a split of the peak. We got Riggs and Fisher. Riggs going right.
Fisher looks like he's getting the best of this exchange right here. Pretty aggressive, huh? He just wanted that wave and made it happen, and has been ripping it all the way into the sand.
Yep, and you can see on the split screen right before that, Noah Hopper grabbing a nice set wave, but coming unglued on that first turn right there.
I have to imagine, this is Fisher feels right at home.
That's true.
Not to say that Florida doesn't get good, because we know it does, but on average, I think this is probably what these guys are dealing with on a daily basis. So,
sure.
This is just another day at the office for Fisher.
Still about 12 minutes in this heat, so plenty of time to get 2 scores as Jack Warner grabs another one.
Yeah, he's staying busy on that little inside right, and here goes Riggs Napoleon with a little foam climb. It can't quite bring it back around and stay with it.
Yep, I think Riggs knew that wave wasn't going to offer that much, so he decided to try to go big, try to get a score, and if you make it, cool. If not, no worries.
Yeah, you're still out the back.
Still out the back.
Capital Valley Cougars are in the house also. So really happy to Del Taco help you guys support this today. Del Taco's got a whole new campaign that they're working on.
I hear AV talking on the beach Mike, and it is pretty impressive some of the support they've garnered for this event. I mean, they got guys like Del Taco involved.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, who would even have thought to ask Del Taco if they want to be involved?
I know.
I mean,
I'm going to find out how that
did they
came
just
about.
go to get a burrito and they're like,
Yeah.
hey, you guys want to be a part of our junior pro? Oh, yeah, no worries.
All right, Noah Hopper got a little turn. He went right first, got a little snap, faded left, and he's trying to get one more snap on here. Let's see. Finishes off the wave nice.
Yeah, now he's got to paddle into 20 knot headwinds to get back to the buoy.
That is true. I almost wonder if it'd be better to run up the beach.
That's what I would do.
But who knows?
I mean, you know, the only downside to that, I guess, is when you're headed back out, if a little in-betweener comes to you.
Yeah, you could snaggle a little right.
There goes Riggs trying for one.
Yep, Riggs out the back here.
Oh, kind of forces that one a little bit. Nice little slash. The wave's not offering very much, but Riggs is making the most of it as he gets this little inside section, bashes it off the top on the inside. Doesn't quite finish off that maneuver, but pretty impressive how Riggs can just whip that board around in a less than perfect wave.
Yeah, the waves definitely are pretty gutless at the moment. That south wind definitely flattening out the size of the waves and adding a little chop in the face. So when these guys do a good turn, it's super impressive to be able to do that on this kind of, this kind of conditions at the moment.
Yeah.
As Jack drops in, gets a little turn in there, flowing a little bit.
Nice.
He did throw a little spray on his fellow competitor. That's cool.
I think Riggs will probably try to get back at him for that one. How come Slater Trout's not here?
You know what? That was a big debate for the first inaugural Sup Fiesta, because if they opened it up to 18-year-olds, guys like a Slater and I think even like Connor and could have been here to launch the first one.
Yeah. But
they didn't want it to be, because those guys are already stars.
Yeah.
So they're set. They don't need any helping hands to get their face out. So they were balancing whether, all right, do we get that for more of a draw, or do we just go with the grassroots and give these kids more